So I just bought a GoPro Hero 10, which is a massive upgrade for me because I used to have a GoPro Hero 4 before I lost it swimming in the lake. But the GoPro Hero 10 has a ton of new features that the number 4 did not. So today I'm gonna take some time. I wanna look at all the different settings. What is the best settings for skateboarding? So hopefully by the end of this video, we'll both understand what we like and what we wanna do with our own GoPros. Just arrived at the beautifully awful Clarkson skate park. I wanted to break some things down quickly in this video. So I'm not going to be showing you how to change the settings because I'm not doing a camera review. I'm just going to display the settings at the bottom of the screen. I'm also going to be filming all the video in 1080p. My computer at home can't handle 4K, nor do I ever watch 4K videos on YouTube. And the 1080 on the GoPro Hero 10 gives you access to all the different features, slow-mo, the best stabilization and all that stuff. So definitely the first feature that I want to check out is this image stabilization. I've heard so much about it. So let's check that out first. I'm just going to push around the skate park. We'll see how it is. Maybe doing axle stall on the quarter pipe here. Woo. Maybe get a little fakie flip right here. There's also a boost setting for this stabilization. Let's try that. It looks like it's cropped it in a little bit, but geez, I'm shaking that. That's pretty cool. All right, maybe let's do the axle stall again. Do a little ollie. Little kickflip, baby. That image stabilization is pretty phenomenal compared to the 4 that I had, which I'll show you a clip right here. It's so much better. Man, the 4 was so shaky, you can't see anything. But when I put it to the boost setting, I kind of lost a lot of what I could see. I couldn't really see the flip tricks at all. So I've read that if you put it to 4:3 instead of 16:9, or instead of this widescreen, set it to a bit like more vertical. I don't know what I'm talking about. I'll show you, I'll change the setting. So this is now 4:3 instead of wide angle, so you get a little bit more vertical height. You can actually see the microphone sticking out just there, which is pretty crazy. But yeah, let's try that again. I'll do the axle stall, the flip tricks, and you should be able to see a lot more now. Little side note, it looks like when you have it on this 4:3, your image stabilization can only be on standard now instead of high. So we'll see what that's like too. I guess like there's less kind of like image for it to like rotate around and stabilize when it's in this 4:3 setting, so it has to be lowered. But we'll see what it's like. Do that axle stall again. Up an ollie. See if we can capture that kickflip this time. Oh my god, the hay fever is real today. So far I've been filming in 60 frames per second, so now I've switched over to 120. We can see some flip tricks. I mean, that's pretty cool, 120. That's some super slow-mo stuff right there. So let's try maybe like a tray flip. That'll look cool, eh? It's really freaking hard to do a 360 flip with one arm up in the air like that. Let's try a low angle. Well, I think we can safely say that the 4:3 is much better for capturing the action. That the 240 was pretty cool, but yeah, the wide angle. Like, I wonder if in post-production, if you can change that 4:3 back into the wide angle, just like edit like what it's looking at, because 4:3 video, that's kind of old school, right? Like old VHS style. I've also got a head mount with me, so let's try that out. I'm pretty sure already that the 4:3 is going to be the best for this because you're going to capture more of that action. But let's take a look, see what it looks like. There also seems to be a few different settings for the type of lens, so you can change between narrow, linear, wide, and super view. But in this setting, you get reduced image stabilization. I think you can't do 4:3 with this one either. So the super wide, you kind of lose a lot. You can only have this wide angle and normal image stabilization. There's this other cool mode as well, which is linear lens, but it's got horizon leveling. So I'm actually rotating the camera back and forth right now, but it'll only give out when you get to a certain level. It's leveling with the horizon constantly, which would be pretty cool if you were like I was doing the 360 flips earlier, if you were holding the stick out, you know, your arms are moving all over the place. Like, to have that leveling, that would be really cool. But again, it's linear, so you're losing some wideness basically. It's really hard to say what is the best setting for the GoPro and skateboarding, because it really depends on what you're doing. For instance, I filmed a lot of 120 for this video, frames per second, but when I've gone to editing, my computer just can't handle it at all. It's just crashing and dropping a lot of frames. So it really depends on what kind of hardware you have at home. If you have an amazing computer, then you can film at 4K, 240 frames or 120 frames, I think is the max for 4K. But I can't. So then it really depends on what you're filming as well. Like with all that POV stuff and with me holding the handle, I would definitely say the 4:3 aspect ratio is the best. And then in post-production, you can cut that 4:3 back into a 16:9 and just choose what part of the frame you're looking at, because then you're not going to miss out on all the action. But then likewise, a lot of the other stuff looks so good in the 16:9 because you have that super smooth image stabilization, because in the 4:3 you go down a step, and you can see that in the 4:3 videos I took, it's way shakier than the 16:9. So overall, I would say that my favorite settings was definitely the 16:9 with the 60 frames per second and the wide lens. But then if I'm going to be doing anything POV or with the handle, filming myself, I'm going to switch it over to the 4:3 just to make sure that I can get everything in frame. I mean, it's kind of like a crappy video because I didn't actually tell you like what is the best settings, but I mean, it comes down to like your preferences. It comes down to your hardware and the equipment that you have. You really got to just find the right sweet spot for yourself. But hopefully this video did give you some kind of an idea of what the GoPro can do. But yeah, it just depends. Like, depends on what you like and what you want to do. So I hope it was like a little bit beneficial to you seeing these videos. If it was, I'd really appreciate it if you like the video and maybe give me a subscribe, and let me know in the comments below what settings that you like to use with your GoPro. I'd love to know. I'd love to see what everyone else is doing with their GoPros, because I'm still getting to know it. I think I've got it pretty sussed out, but I'd love to know what you're doing. But yeah, hit me a comment, and then I'll catch you again soon. Bye.